Hi everyone, I'm back and I want to show you how to make this. I've made it like a minute before we went on vacation. Basically, I'm always looking at all kinds of arts and I love stained glass, but I don't do glass. So I thought, how can I make a look of stained glass, the same technique of getting pieces together and doing it, of course, with paper. My love is paper. So that's what I've done, and I want to show you today how to make it. Only I'm going to do it on a small scale because I'm not going to do this thing again, exactly the same thing again. So I'm moving it aside and I'm going to work on this tag and do something similar. So it's all started by me doodling on a really small piece of paper. I think you call it post-it, and that was my original design that I worked on until I got to this one. This is on a printer paper, A4, and from this I've worked to do what I've showed you. So again, for making some kind of the same thing on this tag, I need to I've drew a design that will be like this. I've traced my tag on a printer paper and made this design, which now is not really you can't really see it. I'm going to go over with a permanent marker so it will show. It doesn't have to be completely accurate, and this is going to the trash. Here we go. Just a circular something so it would be easier. Stained glass is just taking apart shapes into small and very geometrical little shapes, and dividing your space to little parts so it could be managed. That's how I think about it. So this is my design for my tag. I'm gonna take it out. Here we go. Now for the papers that make this, you can use whatever you have. You can use your painty papers, you can use a scrapbook paper, whatever you have on hand, use it. I got this paper that came, I got lucky and this showed up in my cheap store. This is mulberry paper, at least that's what I'm told. It doesn't say what is it. For years I thought this is rice paper. Someone told me it's mulberry paper, but it's really nice paper that you can see the threads in it. Now it really is nice, but it's plain, so I wanted my papers to have more interest, and here we go. That's what I've done. I took these papers, here is the red one, and just stamped on it with black permanent ink, because I knew that I'm going to glue this down and I don't want it to react with the glue. This one was the yellow one, orange yellowy, and it wasn't quite interesting, so I not only stamped it, I have also sprayed it with my homemade sprays that I'm making from food coloring. So there will be more variations of color on this thing. And for the last thing, I took a fan brush and took this. This is textile spray. This is gold, and I just splattered some gold, and I splattered gold on all my papers. Now this one and this one and this one came in a package, so that's what I had, but I wanted more colors. I knew I can't work only with 3. So what I did, I had another mulberry paper that was yellow, and again stamped it and splattered it with gold. Here it is. I hope you can see what I've done here. And then I took rice paper. Again, this is rice paper, and I've done 2 things to it. One of them, like here, I sprayed it with one of my sprays. Here it is. This is olive green. I just sprayed it, let it dry, and then stamped it and splattered the gold. And the other solution, I had to have more variations to my stained glass effect, was taking one of my napkins and gluing it to rice paper, because the napkin was not is not strong enough to start cutting out this kind of shapes. So I wanted it more firm, so I just glued it with white glue to rice paper. Rice paper is, again, it's something that I have in my cheap store in abundance, and it's really cheap, so I like to use it a lot. So this is the other option. So now to start working and cutting shapes and assembling this stained glass thing, I'm going to take, this is a, we call it carbon paper, copy paper. I'm placing it here. One tip about working with copy paper or carbon paper: place whatever you want, align it, hold it in place, and try to slide the carbon paper so nothing will move and will be in place. Doesn't always work, but we can try. Seems like it's in place. Now I'm just taking a pencil and I'm tracing my design to the tag. If you don't want to draw anything of your own, there are a lot of stained glass designs in free printables on the internet. Just make a Google search for free stained glass printable. There are a lot of stuff that you can choose from. If you want something simple, if you want something intricate, just bear in mind that you have to build this and put this thing together like puzzle. So the more intricate design, the more work for here we go. Here is my design. Now, 2 ways to go about it. If you want to for this thing to to keep it as a template, you continue working with the copy paper or carbon paper. If you don't care to save it as a template, you can just start cutting from here each time one of the pieces, and then tracing it to whatever paper you want to use. I want to keep it as a template, and I'm going to start with this now. There is a third option, of course. These are a little bit transparent, so most of the time I don't even need the carbon paper. I can just place it on my tag and carefully, I need something like a 6B pencil so I can see what I'm doing. And now I'm tracing the part of the circle that I have. Here we go. I'm going to cut it. Now work piece by piece, or you just lose your place and don't know where to glue each piece. Or you can number them and then assemble everything when you're done. Whatever works for you. Simple white glue. I'm putting the glue on my template. Oh my god. Here we go. I'm also putting glue on top. It seals everything, and I'm working any air bubbles out from beneath the paper. Here we go. Now I need to dry the glue that I've put accidentally on my template, so I can trace the other shapes. I'll be back. Here I am. So I'm going to trace now. I'm deciding that I want this part of my leaf to be from this green. So again, I'm placing my paper on top. It's a good thing it's transparent. If it's not, use the copy paper. And taking out this piece. Here we go. And now I've decided that I want each right side of my leaves to be with this green, so that's what I will cut for each one of these pieces. And I want from this paper for the other side of each leaf, and again placing my paper, and I'm looking for an interesting part from the paper to cut from. So I'm moving it around until something is catching up with my eye, and tracing and cutting. So basically this is it. That's how you assemble all your pieces. I'm gonna glue this down, and then I'll make all the other pieces off camera to save time, and then I'll come back for the finish. Here we go. I'll be back. I'm back. So all the pieces are glued down. It's kind of a mess still. It doesn't look, you can't really see the design as you can see here, and that's why now we are going to use a permanent marker. As in stained glass you have the metal that brings all the pieces together. Now you can do whatever you want. You can use the black permanent marker, or you can decide like I did that I am using a brown permanent marker. Even green or red will work here. So now I'm going to go all over the edges of my pieces like so, to give them more definition, and it will bring everything together. If you are not sure, start with the lighter color, like if you want to try green, and only if you don't like it, step up for a darker color. If you start with black, you can't go way back from it. I just thought that black would be too harsh here on the contours of each of my shapes. This is not a great permanent marker, so each time I'm going back and doing it again, the same line. So now I just want to go over the edges of my tag. I don't want to see any white. You can also take a sponge and an ink pad to do the edges, whatever you like. There you go. Now I'm doing also the sides. Again, I don't want to see white. There we go. Now just making some hole. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Just eyeballing the middle. And let's see if I have something. I don't know, I want some gold here. Don't know why, it just seems to scream gold at me. I've got this, and for contrast I'm gonna put some twine with the gold. Satin and twine. Don't know why. Don't have an explanation. It just is. Let's see how I'm going to place them through the hole. Just another one. I think, no, I've got one satin ribbon, one twine, and I want another twine to go through. Here we go. On the back side I just glued another of this mulberry paper, the red mulberry paper, just to finish it off. Here we go. A little bit classy with the satin, a little bit grungy with the twine. And I think it needs to be shorter. Now with satin ribbon you need to cinch the edges or it will fray, and I don't know where my lighter is. I'll do it off camera. Basically this is it. Here is my tag with the stained glass effect, technique, whatever you want to call it. And this is it for now. I hope you've enjoyed it, and leave me a comment, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.